Hey sellers, it's Suzanne A. Wells, and I have a fun tutorial for you in this video. We are on the verge of summer, so this information may help you sell more swimwear during the season. But don't forget, whenever you may be watching this video, that swimwear sells all year. So if you have it, list it. The focus of this video is Lands' End swimwear. And there's a common misconception that Lands' End is an inferior brand because of its past association with Sears, and that's just what it is, a misconception. This video is an excerpt from my Lands' End Brand Spotlight course in the Premium Library. The first part of the video explains Lands' End company history, which is important for you to know as a reseller. Lands' End has a history of producing high-quality products that are durable, and they have a loyal following of customers, especially customers that buy swimwear. So here is that company history, followed by some useful information about exactly which swimwear items are their best sellers in pre-owned condition on eBay.
There was a point in time that Lands' End was a part of Sears and sold in their stores, but that is by no means the beginning of the company. And I think the association of Sears and Lands' End leads people to believe that the products are inferior, they're cheap, they don't have resale value, they're not desired by the public, and that's exactly the reason I'm doing this quick little course for you, is to enlighten you on which Lands' End products actually do sell very well and the rich history of this company that has led to them having this loyal consumer following over 50 years. So let's get into the lesson. Okay, just a quick company history. It is important that you know as resellers how far back these companies go, how established they are, and the loyal following they have, because all of that is going to spill over into an item's resellability on eBay or wherever you're selling it. You need to know this background because that's going to help you make better buying decisions and make more money. I think it's important for you to know these companies are established because there's a very big difference in what you're going to pick for resale based on the reputation of the company. If it's something that was just founded 5 years ago, that's completely different than something that's been around for 50 or 100 years. Those solid companies that have a very long history and a solid reputation, that's going to spill over into more money in your pocket. So I hope this isn't as boring as history was in school when, like learning about Russian history when you're 15. Who cares, right? This is important stuff that's going to help you be a better seller. So again, that's just my teaching style. Okay, so here we are on the Lands' End About page, and the founder was actually involved in yachting. So his name was Gary Comer. When he reached his 30s, he was already an award-winning copywriter, champion sailor, and world traveler. In 1963, he added entrepreneur to his list of accomplishments when he and 4 friends opened Lands' End in a basement office on Chicago's Elston Avenue. So this company, just like a lot of startups today, started in somebody's basement as an idea. Launched as a mail order operation for yachting gear, the business filled about 15 orders on a good day. So, I mean, that's like the size of a lot of you all listening. That's your eBay business. That's how this started. It took the team 3 years to see a real profit, and those returns had little to do with fashion. There were 84 pages to the Lands' End Yachtsman Equipment Guide, Gary's first catalog. Only 2 or 3 pages featured any clothes at all. Okay, so it didn't even start off as clothing. Now, if we take a quick look at the timeline, which goes in reverse chronological order, so I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here. and all the way to the beginning in 1963. I'm not going to read all of this stuff to you, but basically it started off in the 60s. So this company is quite established, and it talks about all the different types of merchandise they added when they added it. It was a very established catalog company. I remember getting these catalogs in the mail, and we ordered bathing suits. My mother ordered bathing suits, swimsuits, and that was before you could get them everywhere at Walmart and Target. They didn't even have Walmart and Target back then in the early 70s and 80s, where you just ordered stuff in catalogs or you went to JCPenney or Sears. And with 4 kids in my family, my mom was not real big on taking us all shopping. So she ordered a lot of stuff through catalogs. It was just convenient. So we go through the 70s here where they've got their catalog going on. They introduce their toll-free number. Um, they're introducing different types of clothing into their offerings. Then they move their headquarters to Wisconsin. Okay, a lot of people think Land's End was established on the East Coast, and it wasn't. It was Chicago. So that might be a little bit of trivia for you. Okay, in 1986 they went public, so that was huge. That, really put them on the map as a reputable company. And then they had very interesting catalog covers with interesting art, very eye-catching because in the late 80s and 90s that was a big industry. Catalogs, you wanted people to get them in the mail and actually open them and look at them, so you had to make them visually engaging. Okay, so then we go on and on. In 1994, they launch in Japan, so now they are becoming an international global company. Then they get online, 1995, and so they are keeping up with technology, with trends, with what consumer wants. In 1997, they've got a kids school uniform catalog because a lot of the schools went to wearing uniforms, a lot of the public schools. So on and on, all of the different stages they went through. In 2000, they were on Fortune's top 100 best companies to work for the third year in a row. So very established, reputable company. And then we go on up through the 2000s here. They just continue to expand into more countries, and they get on social media. 1 million Facebook fans in 2012. So, they're everywhere. They're doing everything the right way. And Land's End is also known for its conservative, classic, tasteful styles. So it's a very consistent, predictable kind of company. And that's why it has such a following. And I think a lot of people just remember the association with Sears and thinking, oh, this must be some crappy stuff if Sears is selling it. And that's not true at all. So if that was your assumption, remember assumptions can get us all in trouble, that is an incorrect assumption. Okay, so in a nutshell, why bother selling Land's End? They're an established company, been around since 1963. Consumers trust the brand. It's predictable. A lot of consumers, especially baby boomers, have a relationship with this company over time, so they're loyal to the brand. The products are durable and high quality. And again, that association with Sears causes incorrect assumptions on some people's part. It is a good value for the money. We're going to see retail versus reselling prices, and they're not cheap. Some of this stuff is not cheap, but it's a good value for the money because the stuff's durable. It lasts. It doesn't wear out in one season. They do carry hard to find sizes, and they offer conservative, tasteful, classic styles. So it's not a lot of fad type clothing. What's the current trend? It's classic stuff that lasts the test of time, and it's very predictable. So that's one reason consumers like the brand. Now, this is something that has many different logos because it's been around for a while. Do not worry, this stuff is not faked. Just because the logo looks different doesn't mean it's fake. So here's a sample of some of their logos over time. Not all of them have the lighthouse on it, some do, but you'll notice that the apostrophe is at the end of the word. As a reseller, you should pay attention to details and at least know how the brand is spelled. So that's something people get wrong sometimes. So we're going to start off by looking at the website at retail prices for these items, and I'm going to give you some condensed lists of what to look for as far as your highest profit items and steady sellers that, in my experience, sell pretty quickly and are repeatable. And on the Lands' End website, I've got swimwear, swimsuits sorted by highest price to low. And you can see here that the prices are pretty high. 159 to 169 depending on the size. Women's plus swim dress, basically. It's some of these have the bottoms built in, others don't, but both will sell. So you can see that we've got several things going on here with these really high priced items. It's a plus size, and slender is their slenderizing line, where it's maybe got an additional layer of lycra underneath for a slimming effect, or it's a crossover, like this one is crossover on the bust, or there's ruching or some type of figure flattering detail included. So these have been great sellers for me over the years, are the plus size with some kind of slimming effect, and I actually put slimming in the title. So these retail for over $150. So you can see here these are very tastefully made. Plus size women, this is their go-to for swimwear because Lands' End does make conservative, tasteful styles. And when you're plus size, that can be hard to find. Not only are the sizes hard to find, but a style that you feel comfortable in, really no matter what size you are. Some women just don't feel comfortable in a bathing suit at all, even if they're a size 2. So not everybody wants to wear the itty bitty bikini, and you know, not everybody's comfortable in that no matter what size you are. So that being said, if you're not a plus size and you don't have this experience when you're shopping, you don't realize that there just aren't as many plus size options. And then you add to that figure flattering, that's a tough combination. So that's why these sell so well. So just kind of scrolling through here, we're seeing several different styles, and then we get into some that are not plus size and they're still retailing for over $100. So regardless of the size, I always pick these up if they are one piece or a swim dress or plus size. Those are the three things I'm looking for. Now, just a note on swimwear, I do have a section on my women's clothing course, just some basic swimwear tips. But when you're shopping for these, you want to check the rear end, the seat, to see if it's all picked or has a lot of pilling, because wearing a bathing suit, you're sitting by the pool, you're maybe sitting in the pool, and the material gets picked and pulled and has pilling on it, and sometimes it's a little too far gone to fix it with a sweater stone or to try to get that pilling off. So you want to look at that and just turn it inside out and look at it real well. Lining may be coming unattached, or it just doesn't look real clean, like something you want to resell. So always turn a bathing suit inside out before you buy it for resale to check on that. Another thing that adds to the value of these suits are the built-in bras with underwire. especially in the larger bust sizes. We're going to see that when we look at completed listings, because Land's End does make swimsuits based on bust size. So it may be, I've seen some really big sizes, like up to G. And that's another thing that's hard to find, are these big bust sizes with enough support to, for the lady to feel comfortable wearing it. So a lot going on with their swimwear. They've really thought about what the consumer wants and needs and feels comfortable in. So here's another women's slender draped square neck underwire. So let's just take a look at this. This is $139 retail price. Right now they're having a sale, but that's not always the case. And so you can see this goes up to size 16. That's the regular size range for swimwear. And if we go back to these plus size ones, let's look at what size they go up to. I think the biggest size I've seen might have been like a 22 women's. Okay, so this goes up to 24. So when you see this number with the W next to it, that means women's, which is bigger than just, the regular Missy sizes. This is actually the plus. And then you see the cup size here. So we've got double D and triple D. You may actually see some higher than this. So that is something I also look for, is what is the bust size, because the bigger ones do sell pretty well for me. So that just gives you an introduction to how much these can cost retail. If you didn't know this, you might be surprised that bathing suits can be this expensive, but they really can. And Land's End makes a durable product that lasts many seasons, and the patterns are pretty. They use tasteful colors. It's conservative. Women feel comfortable wearing this around the pool, at the beach, at a pool party, whatever. That is their target audience, is women who dress conservatively. You may even put modest on some of these. They do have something called a swim dress. It's actually more modest than a regular swimsuit, like this one we just looked at, that's actually the shape of a dress. Here's another one in the plus size. These are pretty popular too. So you can see that retails for $149. If you use their special offer, it's still $89. So that's a lot to pay for a bathing suit. That's an investment. If you go look at Target or Walmart, their bathing suits are like 25, $30, and they do not last. That's like your one season bathing suit. They're pretty cheaply made and they fall apart. So,
okay, let's take a look at Terapeak and see what these items sell for. I did a search for Land's End Swim in used or pre-owned condition, women's clothing, going back 365 days. And of course, Land's End also makes men's and children's clothing, but the focus of this video is the women's swimwear. So we go down here to sold listings, and I have sorted them from highest price to lowest. And when we go on down here past the lots of clothing, here's Land's End, size 18 navy blue tankini top with swim shorts, two-piece modest swimsuit, sold for $50. So that one is the perfect example of what I'm talking about. Land's End brand, larger size, conservative style, used condition, sold for $50. Then we've got one below it, size 12, double D, so that larger cup size, that one also sold for $50. Then we have a size 14 tankini swim top. So this is just the top, sold for $49.99. And yes, you can sell separates. So if you find just the top, whether it's a tankini top or a bikini top or the swim dress without anything underneath, you can sell that on its own. You can also sell the bottoms on their own. You don't have to have the complete set. And I've been doing that for years and it works just fine. Here's another one, Lands' End tankini with bikini skirt. It's a set, modest, size 14 to 16. That one sold for $49.99. And then we have a cover up. And then we have another tankini set, size 16, floral, with a cover up. That one sold for $47.95. So you can see what I'm telling you is correct as far as the larger sizes, the more conservative styles. So I just wanted to show you that the information I'm giving you is correct when we look at completed listings. Okay, just to recap, and this is based on my experience selling Lands' End swimwear, what sells best for me is plus size, swim dresses, anything that has slimming features, larger bust sizes, separates, and nautical themed patterns. I hope this information is helpful to you and you learned something new. If you like this format, I have several more brand spotlight courses in the premium library, so you can check those out. You can always just come for 1 month, download anything you want, and if that's all you want to do, that's great. But this information is there for you, and it's very detailed and specific and focused and helps you understand exactly what items to choose for resale on eBay to get the best results. Thanks so much for watching and have a profitable and productive day on eBay. Bye.